As America's border crisis continues, we recently reported from the Darien Gap in Central America. That's where hundreds of thousands of people pass through on their way to illegally cross into the U.S. It's a dangerous and sometimes deadly journey. Today we visit a hotel in San Antonio that's been turned into a Catholic Charities shelter to help the illegal border crossers.
Yeah, so we actually have a couple of other rooms with food and
Antonio Fernandez heads up Catholic Charities in San Antonio, Texas. What would you say are the current trends compared to what you've seen over the years?
So the biggest one is most of the people that we see, over 90% of them are from Venezuela.
Most of them crossed the Rio Grande into the U.S. Before that, they've often spent months walking through jungle and taking boats and trains. So how many would you say per day at all of your facilities?
I think over 200 people, easy. And right now we're in the process of opening a 707 facility to actually house more immigrants.
And that's just in San Antonio?
That's San Antonio, correct.
Where does the money come from to have this infrastructure, pay the hotel rooms, pay your employees?
FEMA. So FEMA is the one helping us and supporting us with almost everything. There's some expenses that FEMA will not pay, so we had to ask for donations for that. And people are very generous in San Antonio.
Is this an enterprise that's costing millions and millions of dollars?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So her name is Maria, and then you have Fabricio and, ¿cómo se llama?
Silvana.
Silvana, and they're 7 and 5, and vinieron de Venezuela,
Yeah.
and they're coming here from Venezuela.
How much did it cost to move the 4 of them to here across the border?
Con $1,500, pero
They came in here, leaving Venezuela with about $1,500, but they got robbed, they had to spend money on food, and then her husband had to work in certain areas to just make it by.
They were walking?
9 days.
9 days.
Where will she be going?
La dirección que nosotros dimos fue.
Their final destination right now is New York.
Me llamo Angélica.
So her name is Angélica, and this is Nicole. Ella tenía 5 años. She's 5 years old, and vinieron de Venezuela, and they come from Venezuela as well.
Bueno, por lo visto casi la mayoría.
They started hearing online, like here in the United States, we have refuge. You can come here, we'll take care of you. You'll be safe, you'll eat. It's a higher quality of life in comparison. But you guys need a place here. We have space here for you.
Had to get the baby across the water?
Had to get the baby across the water. Her name is Daily Flores.
Douglas Pacheco.
Brian Castillo. And they also come from Venezuela.
Entonces, de ahí, luego.
Once they got to the river, it was a little scary because there were some really deep lengths to it.
Did he swim across, or was he? How did that work?
He didn't swim. He was just holding on to his mom and dad.
Did she cross the river to come into the United States?
Sí.
Was that perilous or frightening, or it was pretty easy where she crossed?
Traumático porque mi hermana se.
It was very traumatic since her brother did pass away in the river.
How old was your brother?
24.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No pudimos hacer nada.
He just kept going down river and they couldn't do anything. She came over here with a group of 6 trying to look for a better life. The group of 6, the most courageous one and the one that would always put everybody above and push them forward was the brother. So right now all her hopes and dreams are crushed.
Es Karen Martínez.
Her name is Carmen Martinez. She's from Venezuela.
Nos tocó caminar 9 días.
They walked 9 days,
3 días sin comida.
3 days without food. They saw a lot of things that you shouldn't see, like rape, little kids dead.
Hubieron chicas de 12 años.
They did witness a 12-year-old getting sexually assaulted, raped, and any man that would stand in the way, they would also rape them. It's mostly Native individuals, what's in the jungle, that would jump at the opportunity. And this woman says she herself was also assaulted.
In the jungle?
This couple says they wanted to share their story. Her husband says the cartel will kidnap individuals and then ask for ransom. They say it happened to the mom, the father, and the sister. They do know that for her father, they tied him to a post with his hands above his head, and they beat him for 6 days straight. He says the cartel does ask for $1,500 to release each person. In Mexico, Tapachula.
I will always recommend people not to come because it's a very long way to be here, months and months. I was involved with the trailer where 53 people died. So when I speak to the people here, I say like, just stay in your home. Why are you coming? Tell your people not to come because this is a very, very hard job to do. I think I've seen thousands and thousands of people, and I can tell you that they're safe. They just want to work. They want a better life. They want the American dream.
Knowing what they know now, would they have tried to come the same way they did?
Nunca.
Never again. I wouldn't wish it upon my worst enemy.
That last family told us that they were heading to California.